They never say it out loud. No, I love you. No, I missed you. No, you mean everything to me. And yet, you feel it. In the way they follow you from room to room, in the way their eyes meet yours when you're too tired to speak, in the way they curl beside you when the world feels heavy, as if to say, I'm here. You're not alone. Dogs don't use words, but every day they speak in presence, in patience, in small, quiet choices that say more than any sentence ever could. In this video, we'll explore how dogs say I love you, not with their voices, but with their hearts, and why, even if you've never heard them say it, they've been telling you all along. Because love doesn't always sound like a word. Sometimes it just looks like a wagging tail and a heartbeat beside yours. Love without language. You say I love you with words, with gestures, with carefully chosen moments. But your dog? They never learned the language, and they never needed to. Because love to them is not something you say. It's something you live. It's in the way they get up when you move, the way they rest their head against your leg without asking, the way they watch you, not for treats or commands, but simply because you matter to them. Dogs don't wait for the perfect moment to express love. They show it in the quiet, ordinary ones. When you're brushing your teeth and they're laying at your feet. When you're cooking dinner and they're watching, not for food, but for closeness. When you're doing absolutely nothing and they still want to be exactly where you are. Their love is not loud, not elaborate, but it's constant and it's real. Because dogs speak in presence, in trust, in the way they never leave your side, even when you have nothing to offer but your tired self. And in that silence, in that unspoken loyalty, they say it. Over and over again. I love you. I'm here. You're enough. When they follow you from room to room, you stand up. They stand too. You walk to the kitchen. They're right behind you. You move to the hallway. They follow. Silently, patiently, without hesitation. It might seem like routine. It might even feel clingy sometimes. But for your dog, it's something much deeper. It's not fear of missing out. It's not boredom. It's not habit. It's love. It's trust. It's the simple decision to be where you are, because being near you feels like safety. When they follow you from room to room, they're not chasing activity. They're choosing presence. They don't care what you're doing. They don't need entertainment or conversation. They just want to be where your scent is strongest, where your steps feel familiar, where your presence keeps the world in balance. And when you close a door behind you, they wait. Not because they need anything, but because something feels off when you're not near. You are their constant, their compass, their comfort. And in following you from one room to another, they are quietly saying, wherever you go, I'll go too, because where you are is home. The eye contact that means everything. There's a moment, quiet, still, when your dog looks at you, not for a treat, not for a cue, just to look. It happens when you're tired, when you're sitting in silence, when the world feels heavy and you haven't said a word. And yet, there they are, watching you, softly, steadily, as if to say, I see you. This kind of eye contact isn't about obedience. It's not about checking in for the next command. It's about connection. It's how they hold space with you, how they share stillness, how they offer love, not by doing, but by simply being. In that gaze, there's no judgment, no pressure, no demand, just presence. Your dog doesn't need to understand what you're going through. They don't ask for explanations. But in that silent moment, when their eyes find yours, they offer something rare, total acceptance. And if you look closely, you might feel it back. The unspoken message that says, you don't have to be anything else right now. Just be. I'm here. That gaze, it's their way of saying, I love you, with nothing but truth behind their eyes. How they mirror your emotions. You come home after a long, difficult day. You say nothing, but your dog knows. They don't bark, they don't jump. They walk toward you slowly, gently, as if they can feel the weight you're carrying. And maybe they can, because dogs don't just live beside us. They live with us, emotionally, energetically, quietly. When you're anxious, they become alert. When you're sad, they lie closer. When you're joyful, they bounce beside you like your feelings are contagious. They don't need to understand the why. They only respond to the what, the invisible waves you give off, the shift in the way you move, the quiet tremble in your voice. They adjust, they adapt, they match your mood, because that's how they stay close. Not just physically, but emotionally too. This is not obedience. This is empathy. It's your dog saying, whatever you feel, I'll feel it with you. And in doing so, they remind us of something we often forget, that love isn't always loud. Sometimes it's silent and shared. Small gestures, big meaning. It's not always the big moments. It's not the birthdays or the long walks or the grand adventures. Sometimes love looks like this: a head resting on your knee, a quiet sigh as they settle beside your feet, a soft nudge against your hand when you've been staring into nothing for too long. These small gestures, they're easy to miss. They're quiet, but they mean everything. When your dog brings you their favorite toy and gently drops it at your feet, they're not asking you to play. They're offering you something that matters to them, a piece of their joy given freely. When they lick your hand, it's not just instinct, it's comfort. It's their way of saying, I see you, I care. When they lie beside you without making a sound, they're not just keeping you company. They're standing with you in the silence. They're holding space. These moments might feel small, but to your dog, they are how love is spoken. No words, no explanations, just presence, just closeness, just them, loving you in the most honest way they know how. You may have never heard them say it. No words, no sentences, no grand declarations. But if you've ever felt your dog lay their head in your lap when the day felt too heavy, if you've ever caught them watching you, not needing anything, just being there, then you've heard it, in their way, in their language. They say, I love you every time they choose to be near, every time they wait beside the door, every time they sit quietly with you instead of asking for more. Because love doesn't need a voice, not when it's this honest, not when it's this constant. Has your dog ever said, I love you in their own way? Tell us in the comments. We'd love to hear your story. Like this video if it reminded you how deeply your dog cares. And subscribe for more heartfelt stories that celebrate the quiet, powerful ways dogs speak to our hearts. Until next time, pay attention to the small moments. They're often saying the biggest things.